лишенные совести и чести, люди с моралью животных, имеют наглость призывать к уничтожению великой русской нации.
The 1936 Constitution of the Soviet Union, otherwise known as the Stalin Constitution, redesigned the government of the Soviet Union. The Stalin Constitution established a socialist environment against prior monarchy. Socialist and communist ideology was brought closer to the world more than ever and reached a global acknowledgement. This idea brought rights to citizens and responsibilities were faced to achieve the final implementation. Soviet Union started from the Russian Revolution. The Russian Revolution shaped the Soviet community more than any other event. The new Bolsheviks overthrew the old monarchy state, which is ruled by Tsar Nicholas II. The Russian Revolution brought power to a new ideology and carried an industrial progression to the Soviet Union. Clever minds like Karl Marx introduced a new idea of socialism, which replaced dictatorship. Socialism is where property is organized by the community instead of privately. This idea laid the foundation of the later Soviet Union. In the Soviet Union era, the workers' rights were determined from this revolution, such as their salary, the food they get, and the living conditions. At that time, most of the Soviet citizens are workers. From the difficulties before the establishment of the Soviet Union, these workers gained rights and support from the government. Many citizens had shorter work days, but consequences like uneven weekends was challenges they had to face. The government would make workers' rights more equal but less reasonable. The Soviet Union's ideology to socialism is persevering. All effort being made to establish this new society of Soviet Union is from the base of socialism. Socialist ideology has developed from utopian socialism to scientific socialism through the experimentation and observation. The Soviet Union, founded in 1922 as the first socialist country, applied the basic theory of Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels. The government started Russia's political, economic, and social development toward the idea of shared property. Proletariats were still under the control of the leadership of Lenin and then Stalin. Socialism started the planning of many events and soon led to the Stalin Constitution of 1936.
После взятия власти нашей партии в 1917 году и после того, как партия предприняла реальные меры по ликвидации капиталистического помещичьего гнета, представители братских партий, восхищаясь отвагой и успехами нашей партии, присвоили ей звание ударной бригады мирового революционного и рабочего движения.
On January 31, 1924, the first constitution of the USSR was adopted. Its development were profoundly engraved in the principles of establishing a multinational state based on the sophisticated use of the proletariat. Later, plans carried out as government officials started to implement changes throughout the country. This constitution legally affirmed the sovereignty of all nations within the USSR. Although, under Stalin's direction, attention shifted toward enhancing the image of the Congress, leading to the adoption of a new constitution in 1936, called the Stalin Constitution. The 1936 Soviet Constitution, also named as the Stalin Constitution, significantly reconstructed the government and elevated the visibility of the Congress in public sight. While the rights for workers remained restricted towards their policies, key provisions were established in the country, such as the right to vote from the age of 18, allowing more households to happen in the country, and access to care in old ages and during illnesses. In addition, the Constitution was created to reach a state of socialism, thus resulting in increased opportunities for work and education of proletariats throughout the USSR. Groups previously perceived as adversaries, such as the kulaks, began to be recognized as equal citizens. The introduction of more rights necessitated higher responsibilities for authorities in the country. For instance, Stalin had faced the challenge of maintaining a strong military power for potential conflicts in the future, while ensuring compliance from the population. Nonetheless, the period was largely characterized as a piece of propaganda. The nation continued to operate under a regime of extreme and harsh dictatorship. And the impact of the Constitution did little to change the existing political landscape. Rights were oftentimes neglected as mass arrests had occurred. The government, wherefore, relied out on terror to establish control, and only Communist Party members were allowed to hold governmental positions, with power often centralized among the authorities. This had directly contradicted to the previous potential of the plans made towards the Constitution, as by revolutionizing the society and making it to a better place, revealing more about the true intentions of the authorities. While the Stalin Constitution appeared to represent a great shift in reputation of the USSR, the reality was a total piece of propaganda. Concurrently with the Great Purge, the country remained under a massive regime, which was marked by oppressive dictatorship from authorities. Citizens were required to conform under the established rules, with severe ways, including ways like execution for those who voiced or repudiated against authorities. Therefore, using this force, Stalin successfully reinforced his position as a superior leader in the country.
Наши славные партизаны и партизанки, разрушающие тылы наших врагов, от имени советского правительства и нашей большевистской партии приветствую и поздравляю вас с 24-й годовщиной Великой Октябрьской социалистической революции.
Not only did the Constitution affect the Soviet citizens, but it also had a significant impact on a lot more. The process of constitution making in both the Soviets and other countries changed after the Stalin Constitution was reflected. In the Congress perspective, the Constitution was a success in making a growing reputation of a refining country based on socialism. Anna Louise Strong, a dedicated socialist supporter, quote, "A commission of 31 of the country's ablest historians, economists, and political scientists have been instructed to create the world's most democratic constitution with the most accurate machinery yet devised for obtaining the will of the people." Though the opinion is extremely biased, the Constitution did step up from the declining monarchy to an improving state of the Soviet Union. This caused the improvement of the Soviet Constitution of 1977, which patched the welfare rights that were missing before. Like the Soviet Union, China also had a specific insight towards Marxism. Mao Zedong decided to lead the Chinese citizens to a country of communism, which is similar to Stalinism socialism in many ways. Mao, quoted in a speech about Stalin, said, "Only the land of socialism, its leaders and people, and socialist thinkers, statesmen, and workers can give real help to the cause of liberation of the Chinese nation and the Chinese people. And without their help, our cause cannot win final victory." This shows the dedication Mao had on socialism and communism. Through the Stalin Constitution's effort to a new governmental state, Mao transformed China to a new thought. This changed the course of Chinese history substantially. The Stalin Constitution faced immense challenges when forming rights for everyone. Although the Stalin Constitution did not serve its purpose as imaged, it led to the introduction of a whole new ideology to the world.